so we have been quite busy doing a couple of things, and we have majorly have 4 things that we've been able to do extensively within our implementation that we never had before, but we just basically introduced and expanded on. One is clinical views, thanks to the HISTAR team who kind of guided us in this way. And we now do have clinical views. They do better when it comes to patient workflows of how you navigate in the clinician. That's you navigate as a clinician on how you navigate towards getting different stuff. Maximum utilization of results viewer and orders. Yeah, before we were utilizing hours, but then we realized that we just needed basically to configure this. It's not new to the community, but it's new to us. Another thing, these are the major last two, which are big, in-house based automation, automatic deployments of front-end modules or front-ends. Then the OMODs, basically that's backend, and also all our metadata automatically at the click of a button. We'll be showing that. And then finally, a comprehensive lab module. This was built in-house, and definitely we expanded onto the lab module. You'll be able to see exactly what we have so far. And I want to invite Jabba to definitely showcase, as I'll be coming into bullet number 3 with him, and then he'll come back on bullet number 4. Jabba, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Sam. I hope you can all see my screen. Yes, so as of a few months ago, we started our implementation of clinical views and to improve our workflows on how clinicians give care and treatment. So currently, we've implemented it in a way that each clinic and each clinician, for as long as they are assigned to actually work in that clinic, they have their clinical views of what they are supposed to do. For example, I am logged in currently as a clinician for art, so I'm able to only give care and treatment. And in case I need to give them more rights, they'll be able to use to also give some counseling services for those that are counselors. Yes, for that case. Then it's also the same implementation for TB. So whenever a TB patient comes in, and then a TB clinic, the clinician, for as long as they are assigned the role and the privilege to be able to give care to TB patients, whenever they log in, they'll only be presented with the TB program care panel. Over to you, Samuel.
Okay. Yeah, so coming into we are going to skip 2 because 2 is common. Everybody knows it. Going to go straight to 3. I want to again share my screen. Yeah, I want to share my screen again. Where Jabba, could you drop your screen for now? Okay. Yeah. I want to share my screen on let me just quickly get there. Okay. Yeah, so okay, got you. Yeah, number 2. I think I'll be sharing screen 2 this time around. Yes, be sharing screen 2. Okay, if I just get share screen. Yeah, screen 2. Desktop 2. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we do have we've separated our metadata from specifically for not separated, but we do have 2 implementation approaches when it comes to metadata of the whole. When you first of all, when you are loading UgandaEMR for the first time, or maybe after release for the moment you're really loading release 401, which will be sent very soon. You do have the ability to download forms with forms, concepts, modules, name it. So we have an exchange module where you list all the tasks possible. And in here we have three, I think we have this download forms and concepts. This is when actually you do have good internet, and you can want to be able to download them. And we also have the other option of update front ends. Then also you have update backend, and also this last one, which actually definitely updates everything. So I'll give a quick demo. I'll go to, this is not good GitHub practice, but I'll do it for the sake of this demo. So I want to say we have a form under our config, and I hope we are seeing the right screen. Yep, I guess we are. Yeah, so I do have a form like family tracking, which I want to give an example. When I go into the UgandaEMR at the moment, let me just have this separated on the other side. Come to this patient, look for the family tracking form right there. So you can see this is how the family tracking form looks like. And I'm like, okay, I think I needed this section to read family tracking with family tracking zone other than section. I could just easily come in here and say, oh, my bad, we made a mistake. But of course, I'll talk about our versioning of this and how it looks like. I'm like, okay, don't worry about that. Let's just simply say zone. Yeah. This is my bad GitHub practices, which I mentioned about, just specifically for this demo. And now I'll go into the side and say, okay, download forms and concepts. Then it goes ahead and downloads. Takes just a few seconds. Let's wait for it to run. After it has run, it should be able to give me a success, and I'll be able to go back to my form and refresh it and see exactly how it has changed. And this also applies to concepts. This applies to privileges. This applies to generally all our metadata. Let me just put it this way. So this way we have the ability to, yeah, it's done with that. So I'll come back here, close this, refresh, and come back to my form and say family tracking. Now it's no longer family tracking section, but it's family tracking zone. So our approach to the actual approach which we use when it comes to updating this repo, we are still building on the actual actions, which when we make any kind of release into any repo, this repo here, particularly called UgandaEMR metadata, will be able to pick the necessary metadata from the different repository where they are through an action which we are still building on. It's still failing, but we'll get there. And then pulls them onto this other side, and then down at the facilities, they can easily download and get the latest changes when they can. So one of the benefits, I think, Grace, in your presentation, you are like cost of implementation. So this is one way of how actually we get to say, instead of having people run around, update systems and all that, this could easily get cheaper by actually, as long as you have internet and just click on a button. This can go as much as ensuring that the backend modules are updated, especially our specific backend modules. We've separated branches for this and said for backend modules, as we just put in examples of them, but these are not the finals. We have a modules prefix, so they get downloaded, and then you have your new again backend. But of course, this will require restarts. And for front ends, we put all our front end after we built our front end stuff in here, and then definitely also the facility can be able to download them easily and then update their front end. So that way we get to reduce the cost of implementation. So that's it. Jabba, back to you for comprehensive.
Yes, thank you, Samuel. Let me share my screen just for that. Yes, I hope we can all see the screen. So I'll log in. So what we've managed to do with comprehensive lab module, can we all see my screen? Sorry, no. Yeah, can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes. Yeah, so what we've managed to do with our comprehensive lab module, we've basically built off from the mini lab module that we had, and added a bit more features and functionalities to be able to, first of all, request lab orders externally when we don't have the service internally. Let's say at a facility, we can only do a few orders. So we could request an external lab to actually be able to fulfill for us an order from a patient. So there are two use cases. One where we have the lab attendant do the requisition of the lab orders themselves, and then also the clinician being able to do that. So I'll just take you through those two, and then the rest will actually remain the same because we really haven't changed much from the mini lab module that we've had or that we've built off. So let me just search for a patient here. So when you search for a patient as a lab technician, let's say they've not gone to the clinic, or they've gone to the clinic, but the clinician has missed out on a test that probably the lab attendant feels like they need to be added as well. So this is the use case. So we add this. Let's say it's an outpatient who's coming. I'll just choose this request reason. Let's leave that blank. Then I'll say my main lab. And then, so under lab requests, we can have as many lab orders as we want. So we just need to probably develop a test menu which categorizes most of the orders, the lab tests, as per categories. So when I save this, the order would still go to the accepted tests, and this is where now you can pick the order same as what we had, accept or decline and everything. Now, the other use case that I want to go through is just when you're at the clinician and the clinician is probably working on a patient. So that use case, we can use this, add, and then I can go to the investigative results, same as what we had before. Then select the location, then choose the lab order, and when that is added, to always go back. So yeah, those are the main two use cases and the things that we've been able to add and make sure it fits in. The rest still remains the same process. Then when you pick the samples, what happens to the samples, and all these are just added features on top of the mini lab. But yes, the demo is up. You can always access them for those that would want to test this. I don't want to take most of your time with this, but yeah, you can always come to this very demo and then look at the features that it has. So try to make it really, really comprehensive for extensive cases where a real lab module is required for such for facilities. Yeah. Thank you, and over to you, Sam.
So yeah, that's it from us. Yeah, thank you, and thank you everybody.